Hey guys, Ravenous Raven here, and today I'm here to bring you news regarding gaming. And it looks like Forspoken has not just been forgotten, it has been foreclosed. Forspoken studio Luminous Productions has been shut down. Its developers have been folded into Square Enix. This is a shocker. Well, actually, not really a shocker. The game didn't do so well. Uh, with many gamers, for that matter. I mean, there's probably some people who actually liked it anyway. But I've seen the gameplay, and the majority of it is the consensus is that it's bad, it's terrible, or it's average. I rather fall into the average because the game isn't a complete broken mess. It is a bit stuttery, specs wise and such, frame rates I believe, but it's still playable. It's just not a beautiful thing to look at graphics wise. Publisher Square Enix has just confirmed via a short press release that its subsidiary studio, Luminous Productions, will be shutting down. Its developers will be folded into the larger Square Enix development arm. Luminous Productions officially released only one title, the critically mixed open world RPG Forspoken, which came out about a month ago. So it appears far from coincidental that Square Enix is now deciding to shut the studio down. Though Forspoken wasn't a commercial flop, ranking 7th in the list of best-selling games in the United States for January 2023, as per NPD, Square still clearly considered that the Luminous devs were better off working on other projects rather than making their own. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would actually rethink on that commercial flop because too many of us it is, and if Square's deciding to can the studio behind the game, it's a commercial flop. It still made money during the month where nothing really happens. I mean, it's January. It's from what I've heard, it's the month where anything made, movies, um, games, such, any products they go to die and be forgotten. Well, except in the case of Hi-Fi Rush, that one just rolled off the coattails out of nowhere, and that one's doing fine. But we're not talking about Hi-Fi Rush as much as I would like to actually talk about it. I've yet to play it first, but yeah, we're talking about Forspoken, the game that was hyped up, I believe, since 2018. And even before that, there was a tech demo of a game similar to it called Agni's Philosophy, which many say that it is what the game Forspoken used to be before they did a lot of overhauling on it over the years. Yeah, Forspoken is a sad disappointment. As per an official statement by Luminous, as seen below, the merge into Square Enix proper will officially occur on May 1st, up until which the team will focus on developing patches to improve the Forspoken's visual performance. They add that they will deliver an update on said patch soon, and the previously confirmed DLC, In Tanto We Trust, will suffer no interruptions and is still slated to arrive this summer. Okay, so May 1st is when the studio will be officially gone. However, I have to ask, why did the writer here put the Forspoken? It's not this amazing game that you all touted to be. Just call it, just say, up until which the team will focus on delivering patches to improve Forspoken's visual performance. I'm sure that it's just a typo. I just see that as a weird typo, addo, I don't know. It just sticks out so bad. Please don't do that. Reread your stuff before you post it. Please, you're professionals. Anyways, here's the tweet with the update confirming. So yeah, we got the May 1st pointed out. 2018 is when the studio was established, Luminous Productions. They saying the DLC will be releasing this summer, which is kind of funny because given their previous game that they worked on, well, before they formed the studio, Final Fantasy 15, all but the last DLC that focused on Luna Frey, I believe, came out. So the only one that missed out on some development for herself, which she kind of needed anyway, really needed, was Luna Freya. Not to be confused with the main character of Forspoken, Frey, because one has an A at the end and the other doesn't. And they both look drastically different. Although now that Forspoken's never going to continue, I can bring up a weird theory that I believe that Forspoken might be a far-off, loose, distant sequel to Final Fantasy 15. It's highly improbable, it's highly impossible, but just because it's the same development team that worked on Final Fantasy 15. Game devs have been known for adding little tidbits from their previous games or such into their next game. Look at From Software. Even before the first Dark Souls, even before Demon Souls, there's been games like Eternal Ring and King's Field where they added little references throughout from each of those games to their next game. Oh, and even Armored Core, which has a famous blue sword that shines in the moonlight. Yeah. Although I believe the origin of the Moonlight Greatsword actually came from the first King's Field. Yeah. Who says Mario and Legend of Zelda is the only one that does that stuff, huh? You're wrong. Luminous Productions was officially established in 2018, which is why Forspoken was their first and only game. However, the team that ended up becoming Luminous was the same one that developed Final Fantasy 15, a title that through... Okay, I already read that. After developmental turmoil. According to Square Enix, the reason behind the merger comes from the company's efforts to further bolster the competitive prowess of Square's development studios, a goal set forth under its current medium-term business strategy. Ugh. The press release praises Luminous Productions, stating that the team is equipped not only with AAA title development capabilities, but also technical expertise in areas such as game engine development. It finalizes by stating that combining the two entities will further enhance the group's ability to develop high-definition games. Though a game's quality is ultimately subjective and some players clearly had fun with Forspoken, many criticize the game due to its allegedly empty open world, incessant dialogue, and unfulfilling story. Those shockers here gave the title a 6.5 out of 10, touting it simply as fun but flawed. Yeah. The game was a failure. If it wasn't, then why is there not a so-called sequel coming out? I've seen gameplay of Forspoken. I've seen people play Forspoken. Some have given it a 6.0 out of 10. Some have given it a 5 out of 10. I will give it a 5 out of 10. Some have even given it a 7 out of 10. I don't know how or why, which is kind of strange coming from this particular one I've watched, where they're so critical and try not be as biased, but there's some bias as possible. So I guess maybe that's where the 7 out of 10 came in. But other than the magic parkour system and maybe the combat, which someone I believe said it's similar. It reminds him of Avatar. Avatar's bending. If it was, could be a little better still. Then yeah. But the world is bleak and bland. Um, Overrun by these monsters called breaks, I believe. And the goal is to go and find these four Tantas and defeat them. The dialogue, of course, comes from the personality of the main character being very, very, very arrogant. Oh, just because she has a few moments of character development with, I don't know, some little girl she feels sorry for. Little girl dies because of illness or from the break or something. She suddenly goes, oh, this little girl loved this world, I'm going to save it. That doesn't mean anybody's going to still like Frey. That, that kind of writing is what we call save the cat writing. Where I believe one of the main techniques of Save the Cat to make a character as unlikable as even Frey liked is make them do something good so the audience goes, oh, they have a heart. They care about something. I like them now. Nobody really says that. You gotta have more than one thing that's human good the character does for the audience to like them. It can't even just be more than one thing. It has to be a continuous motion of good deeds, of actions that resonate with the player, with the audience, that makes them go, hey, this character may have an attitude, but they got a heart. They got some things they care about. A good example of a character that's an a-hole that I still like to this day is Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. He is a weeaboo assassin who says moe a lot as his catchphrase sometimes. He also says the F word plus the word head at the end. As one word, by the way. Can't say it. But regardless, despite his attitude, he's still likable. He still has friends. He has a pet cat, just like the main character Frey does, by the way. Just saying. But even with his enemies that he fights, there are some he hates because they are just so beyond their humanity. And there are some he actually has deep reverence for, respect even. And then there are some that they come to an equal terms on, hey, I'm going to kill you, you're going to kill me. We're going to have a fun time with this. And they still respect each other. You want to know why Travis works versus why Frey doesn't work? Travis isn't always in your face about being an a-hole. He isn't being an a-hole for the sake of being an a-hole. He does it when he has to be, and sometimes it just comes out, but he's not doing it on purpose either. It's just who he is. He's an assassin. He can't get close to people because they might kill him. Or he might kill them. Who knows? And as a result, it adds more character to him as a result too. The game is also full of meta, like commentary. They poke fun at their own game as well. They even like break the fourth wall, but it works in a way that Forspoken just can't do it. I don't know if Forspoken breaks the fourth wall either. I don't think they do. They kind of try and poke fun at the world in their own way. Kind of like the whole, oh, I can use magic now. I can use magic. Yes, you can use magic. Or the whole The evil is like something like the creation and destruction are the same cloth. Like I don't sound like that. Yeah, yeah, no, it doesn't work. You know why Frey doesn't work compared to why Travis works? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It comes down to one word: cringe. Here's the funny thing. Travis would still be considered cringe to this day. But he takes that cringe and makes it cool. Because he rolls with it. He doesn't care what you think. With Frey, it seems like she tries not care what you think. But she does care what you think. She's cringe. She's trying to roll. She's trying to roll with it. The writers are trying to make her roll with the cringe, with the I don't care what you think attitude. It doesn't work. It's actually worse that way. And if you can't make a main character likable, people aren't going to follow it. This game's not even worth the replay value. The story's not even worth it. I heard there's 2 endings. I'm not going to say much on that. But if there's one thing regarding Frey that I think everyone agrees on, it's that she did not take the money when her apartment was burning down and look for her cat at the same time. Rather, the game forces you to look for the cat first, try and come back and get the money because, oh no, my cat's more important, and the money burns. That is also a metaphor for the writers, for maybe the developers even, telling you what happened when you bought the game. Alright. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching and listening, and I'm out.